Hey you guys, I'm locked inside a YouTuber's basement. Apparently they make kids content, so I'm kinda cooked. Also, there's another guy chained down here with me too. He's been my only external connection ever since I was trapped down here after investigating one of these guys. So, Larry, what do you have to say for my audience? Yes, Larry? Please, just say something. Anything. Hug. You need a hug, Larry? Well, my arms are restrained by zip ties, but wait! If you need a hug, I can. Origin of Rainbow Huggy Wuggy from SDA Studios. I am never seeing sunlight ever again. Well, I needed to distract myself from my impending doom and talk about video game storytime videos. Now, before we talk about all these channels, we need to know what the frick does that alphabet soup of words even mean? My official description for this is that video game storytime videos are videos that either use the medium of video games to deliver a narrative, or deliver a narrative within the setting and characters of a video game. These two descriptions are not exclusive and can match. To explain it in a little simpler way, there are two types of video game storytime videos. One, basically recording your Brookhaven RP gameplay or gameplay for any game, and using voiceovers and clever editing or whatever to turn your actual gameplay into an Emmy Award winning story or something. I don't know, man. Or using actual animation software to make an animation about a bunch of guys playing Among Us, set in the Among Us universe. That's it. One thing to know is that this definition isn't mutually exclusive. You can have a bunch of guys recording Brookhaven gameplay while a story is about a bunch of guys in the Brookhaven universe with Brookhaven lore and Brookhaven characters or whatever. Also, there's another thing to note. Parodies. For example, channels like Mashed usually have parodies of famous games like Zelda or Sonic, but I wouldn't count them as video game story times. For one, I'd rather have an absolute cesspool of content to wade through instead of something that's actually pleasurable for me to watch. As Mashed usually has a budget, and animation, and voice actors.
Sonic, I need hot cocoa.
Guys, I'm not a masochist, I'm just a YouTuber. If I had a nice life I was happy with, I wouldn't have 395 subscribers, I would have 0. That's 394. Frick! Second, it seems like it's not really telling a story about the game, rather it's more so twisting the game's setting and characters. There's not really much additive content here, it's just kind of finagling the already made fandom jokes and general culture into the story, now using the setting and characters as a base to build the story off of, if that makes sense. It's the difference between SNL and fanfiction kinda, if you get my drift. So, no parodies. Get these guys out of here. To start, I'm going to begin with making a narrative through video games as actual tools. Let's do JD Oceans. JD Oceans is more or less an anime video game storytime channel. Let's try saying that 10 times fast. Using VR chat. Oh, ew. I don't want to dive too deep into that pit, so we're just going to skip over VR chat. Now, it can be debated whether or not VR chat is a game or an online virtual world platform. We can leave that for Congress. They started as a VR gaming channel. Side note, their Splintered Off gaming channel hasn't reached 1,000 subs yet, but their main one has 100,000 subs, so do with that what you will. But ever since the widespread popularity of Gojo the Super Senior, they decided to pivot their content and now have a lot more story-based stuff. They have a bunch of parodies of traditional love YouTube videos with an anime style in them, like Anime Pop the Balloon in their flagship series, Anime Love Island, which I love and you should watch, and they legitimately have some pretty solid comedy over here.
You must dig deep into your chest and pop your lips like this. Perfect!
Perfect.
No. Like this. Perfect!
Perfect.
They have a real abundance of really mainstream anime characters like your MHA, your One Piece, your JoJo's. Yes, JoJo fans, your anime isn't niche anymore. I'm sorry to break the news to you guys. But this is broken up by them randomly putting Chris McLean there, so I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna be the guy wanting that. I was reincarnated as a 7th person looking at my time perfecting my magical abilities. Wasn't a flagship series featured in there? Like Cell. Cell was cool. What I kinda don't like is since they use VR chat, there's a weird variety of models they have. You have these hyper stylized cell shaded models dating these really realistic Barbie dolls, and they're just kinda jarring. Especially since they go cross verse so much of the time, it's just kinda bizarre. Also, the animation is weird and a little janky, but this is probably a cost-effective way to animate. Plus, the innate thing of VR chat just being controlled by your body probably doesn't do them any favors. So, it's a fine way to make as many episodes as it can, as it's, weekly episodes? Oh my, holy cannoli. They just dropped season 3? Whew, these guys are locked in. I could never, especially while being this funny, Props to you guys, seriously. I'm not a shipping man, but they keep going. By the way, I have finished the series, so that was pretty good. Won't spoil, watch for yourself. Yeah. PLEASEE and Bakugo was pretty funny, especially with a copious amount of slander. Not slander. Unrelated note, I live for Jotaro gushing to Boa Hancock about fish.
You see that big whale shark? Uh-huh. But its real name is the Rincodontypus. It's so cool! Look at its elegant tail. It's just amazing.
Oh.
Something about seeing Boa with another guy other than Luffy just makes me happy. The voice acting is a little weird. Sometimes it's a bit stilted, but it still has a nice little homebrewed vibe. It's less so that the voices are bad, they're really not, and more so that the voices sometimes don't fit the characters. The actor for Boa, for example, Mom VT, is generally fine for Boa's more chill side, but for the lovey-dovey stuff that Boa's known to do, it's, I don't know, a different interpretation than I thought it would be.
Really? Thank you, Boa. I love you.
Love?
It's still cool though, no hate to her. It did grow on me, so props to that. One thing I noticed is that they reuse a lot of VAs, so that might be it, because they hear the same people every single time, but I really like it. It's like how in English dubs, everyone voices everyone. Like, did you know Sasuke also voices Ben Tennyson? And Luffy's sister wrote the script for the Full Metal Alchemist's dub. Wacky, I know. Also, they do have really funny line delivery, so that's a plus.
The truth is, Deku, I am your father. Your mom and I shared a special relationship, but she didn't want to support my dream to host dramatic reality TV. So I left her!
They have other projects like their Office One Piece spinoff, which is good. I like One Piece. I like it. All in all, JD Oceans, although VR chat does limit them, is consistently entertaining and perfectly watchable. No, it's better than watchable. I'll put this on for my friends. Now, an infinitely more confusing channel. Anyblox is something of a mixture between a full Roblox gaming channel and a story channel. I really have no idea to classify that, as they're mostly just having a straight playthrough of a game like Blox Fruits or freaking Eat Me, by having a One Piece inspired story like Boa trying to get with Luffy or some shit like that, set in a Roblox game. When it comes down to visuals, Roblox is, well, Roblox. The animations are quite a bit worse than anything in VR chat, but at least they can have more consistency than them, as they use the same type of shading and around the same body types and pipeline. Most of the choreography? What are they doing? It's from basic movements, camera angles, and these little talking sprites that are AI generated. So there's less respect there. There are sea turtles out there suffocating because of this image of Luffy. I really don't know if their voices are AI generated. For one, they seem kind of like synthesized and way too consistent to actually be real.
Bite the cake, Prince. That sounds like an adventure. Let me.
However, they're kind of off. And AI voices have a tendency to nearly identically mimic the character they're portraying. Plus, there's some variation, and it doesn't feel like it's randomly varying pitch and tone. So I'm half and half when it comes to this.
Your pirate days are over. Say goodbye, Big Mom.
But I might steal your meat. I'm sorry, you're a horrible driver. You're literally driving through a public park.
Yeah, hopefully I don't hit any kids.
I really want it not to be AI, but you never know, you know. One positive thing is that they actually use One Piece OSTs, and makes it seem like they actually know One Piece.
Time to open you up, straw brat.
Wait, it's Buggy. Ew, get away from me.
Luffy, just listen to what the clown tells you. I promise you'll be safe.
You expect me to trust either of you? I know you guys want to kill me.
Plus, it's really funny how in this video, Zoro keeps insisting Sanji's the mom and Zoro's the dad, which seems like something a true fan would say.
Except I'm the dad of the relationship. I knew I was the dad. Sanji's totally a female.
Hey, bye, Mom.
What the heck? Am I really the mom?
I know what kind of man you are.
I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's true. 'Cause I think you're so good. And nothing like you.
The strips are designed for children. It's no Elsagate though, or else you'd be a turkey Tom instead of me. Sometimes this is kind of just absurd, it makes me want to die, but at least it has a structure to the story, a beginning, middle, end, climax, rising action, all that, and some funny lines.
Big Mom family is becoming pathetic. We're losing so much respect and it's your fault, Katakuri.
Wait, really, Mama?
What, you think I'm lying? Look at you, you have rocket face.
You guys just look like tiny versions of my parents.
We are, but we're cooler.
Now, interestingly, this channel seems to be the spin-off of another one. When I joined their Discord, I deleted my messages already, you stalkers. The name wasn't Anyblox, it was Geoblox. Looking up Geoblox's content, they have 62.2 thousand subs, but no videos, seemingly deleting all of them. Plus, they have videos where I know there's other people, like human beings. Like in their more gameplay-focused Blox Fruits videos.
My God, Luffy, this is perfect. Okay, all right, how should we help him level up, Luffy?
Let's buy a boat and take him to the...
And on another channel they have called Blox Fruits, where there's definitely other voice actors.
Ninetales, what are you talking about? We're Kitsune.
Come on, Kitsune, I believe in you!
Don't worry, Doe. I got this.
However, I can't be sure because they're not credited. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Now, what do I think caused this? Well, I've done all the research, I've collected all of this data, and yeah, there's no drama. I was leading you guys on. There are no secrets. Really, dude. I looked everywhere. There's no mention of this guy on any like forums or anything. Yeah. More than likely he just rebranded or something and probably just dipped. Now, if I was a smart YouTuber, then I would probably drag this out, so I wouldn't have to subject myself to more of this torture. I would get good watch time, good revenue, maybe a few subs, and I'd have a bunch more sanity. But I'm not a smart YouTuber. However, I also feel that this shows something interesting about YouTube and the internet as a whole. Permanency. YouTube videos and channels can be removed for a variety of reasons. Copyright strikes, inappropriate stuff, or just stuff YouTube doesn't like, and just the YouTuber not wanting to continue. There's probably like 100,000 deleted videos and deleted channels we'll never see, and they're just gone forever. And the internet moves on. There's not much permanency to the internet compared to other stuff. I can read the Odyssey, even though it's in a sort of translated more to be like an accurate way, even though it was written like a bajillion years ago. But a blog written only 2 decades ago? Push, good luck with that. Even popular things can disappear for a variety of reasons. Recently, after catching up to One Piece and waiting for Elbaf's dub, they are not releasing this, I decided to hate watch the 4Kids dub just to see what it's about. So, I hop on over to Internet Archive, where the link is, and it's deleted. You can't see it anymore. Probably some dumb copyright stuff, to be honest. The speed of the internet has gotten so fast that it's hard for anything to be permanent. The Shorts tab that's probably pretty close to you if you're on a mobile device is a shining example of that. You're probably going to forget most of the videos you see there, and you might remember a good YouTube video or so, but a bunch of them, I don't even remember the ton of ones I watch. Maybe this is just the natural evolution of things, but because of this, I don't think any video on this platform is useless. Maybe a black screen might be completely useless, but for every video, even recycled ones blatantly plagiarized can help us out to some degree, at least in the future. I dog on Anyblox for using AI images, but maybe like a historian in 30 years could see this and write a paper on how AI image generation used copyrighted characters back in the day. Nothing is useless. So, my advice to you, if nothing is useless, your videos won't be. So, get out there, make some videos. Put your mark on this platform. It doesn't matter if it's forgotten or it's bad or it's made with AI, though. Please don't use AI. Also, it'd be good if you guys made some quality, but it's gonna mean something to someone out there. And if it doesn't, it's gonna mean something to you. Someone's gonna see your videos, and that someone is still a person with thoughts and feelings and actions. Even though I only have 395 subscribers, 395 people is still 395 people with histories, interconnections, relationships. Someone is watching my crappy videos out there. So, you guys have this. The world is your oyster. And remember, oh, I forgot this video was about an anime Roblox channel. 1 out of 10, next one. STA Studios is a weird one to do. This is probably the only one I have a sort of personal attachment to, and this is because when I was writing in the pandemic, I was sort of binge watch their videos like all the time. This is a secret I was originally going to take to my grave, but now you guys know this, and that's not going to pan out very well. Oh, and Larry heard me too. Nah, I remembered him not. Where am I situation right now? More or less, they do actual vector animation, where the plot is based off of a bunch of guys playing Among Us. I'm pretty sure the plot isn't like they live in the universe of Among Us, but it's like a Discord call of a bunch of friends playing, because they have people named Your Mom. And they've gone from straight peak Among Us, like sad Among Us, which the father-son relationship between Banana and Lemon is adorable. Why do you have to take this away from me? But ever since they released The Return of Evil Boyfriend for Friday Night Fucking, they've fallen from grace into Huggy Wuggy, which gave me clinical depression. They've attempted making an actual series called Toonhouse, and they haven't released in 8 months after taking a 2-year hiatus, which has probably ended their big run on YouTube. I feel they should have kept doing Among Us content, but they probably didn't want to keep doing that. I wanted to be creative or something. All I ask is, why is Huggy Wuggy still here? Take him out to the back and shoot him in the face. Anyways, STA Studios animation isn't bad. The vector animation can be a bit jarring at times, but they sometimes do actual drawings, like in their Among Us anime video. And Toonhouse's animation is pretty good. Sometimes I'm wondering if it's frame by frame or not. The voice acting? It's okay. Snowball has such a deep voice.
Crush, don't you, Snowball?
What? No, I don't.
He is the original Sigma male. Mr. Grits has, I think, an Australian accent.
Yes, thank you, Mom. I always knew you were watching over me.
He's actually voiced by Andy Wells, an Aussie, so yeah, he does have an Australian accent. Imagine you are Andy Wells, and you just come back from a long shift on the radio, and you want to crack open a cold one, and this little kid walks up to you and says, "Oh, are you Mr. Grits? I'm from STA Studios on Among Us?" I would punt that kid across the room. There's no returning from that. I found this information from the wiki, but the descriptions of the videos actually give no credit. This is a long-running thing, except among the VR chat crowd. I never thought I'd be saying VR chat of all things is more ethical, but here I am. Dang, life is pretty wacky. I don't want to give too much reviewing because I love this, and I really don't want to say something stupidly positive because I know I'm like really biased. Next is Ash. I know guys, I'm sorry for yapping about One Piece, but it's either talk about One Piece or die from poppy playtime content. Contrary to popular belief, I like having my sanity intact. Ash is mostly a wholesome channel. I wanted to end this video on a high note. These are VR chat videos, kind of like in JD Oceans, where they do like anime stories and stuff. These are kind of different from JD Oceans though, because they very rarely go outside of the original anime that they're like making a video for, so you're not gonna see like Goku and Luffy in the same room. Wait. No, so the models can be very consistent. However, while I think that JD Oceans is a singular guy just alone in VR chat, rotting, somehow recording his body in animations, as they have a pressure and credit to like doing them, Ash is a more handheld feel, like as the camera can move. Oh my gosh, it's moving! And it seems like they all have a VR system and they're just like fricking around on their Oculus. I feel like this leads to a lot more skit-based stories, so they're just doing whatever the frick they want, and I love this! Gives us a very different vibe from all these other channels, which is a lot more personal, has probably led to some weird parasocial relationships. That's what you want as a YouTuber, so great. Disclaimer, this isn't really okay, I was joking. Ash is probably the most talented voice actor, and she plays Luffy. Although the voice actors for every other person or Straw Hat can change, which leads to some extremely funny voices, like Chopper sounding like a nonchalant dreadhead.
Okay. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
That's a Grammy right there.
Voice acting for every other character is very off, way more so than JD Oceans ever did, but I don't even care, bro. This is just funny improv.
Thank you.
He's lying to you.
Anyway,
You're ugly.
You are a little cute.
I always thought I might be bad.
Look, better talking stick.
No weapons in school, please.
Cool. I will beat you. All right. In the playground on a race.
She was like authentic YouTube. My favorite moment was when Luffy and Sanji went on Omegle. When they meet this kid, that probably shouldn't be an Omegle, but I digress. And it's just so wholesome.
What am I getting for you today?
I want meat now. I got you.
Heard the man? You heard the man? Get him some meat.
Some meat.
He doesn't want that. He wants meat.
This man is so happy, bro. This little bro is so, he's so like happy. So nice to see that smile on his face.
Hey, there you go. Here
you go. Chopper, my special. Appreciate it. Sorry, I'm sliding off the screen. Chopper. Hi, Chopper.
Luffy.
Yo, I think it's authentic, but it must be such a surprise for bro to see these characters he knows randomly. I think it's just peak, to say the least. I think this is YouTube. Not really the deletion or the slop, but the human part, the skits, the genuine reactions, the little bit of a janky animation. This is sweet. I'm still trapped in this basement though. Seriously though. Larry, can you like call 911 or something?